Like, how did it all start? Who is Ralph?
So I was born in Sydney, Australia, in a western suburb of Penrith. Everyone knows Penrith these days, but I was born and raised in the western suburbs. Went to a Catholic school and public school, and my parents were immigrants. They migrated in the early 60s, and they went straight into business. So basically only a small fruit shop, and working before and after school and on weekends. And that's where I picked up my entrepreneurial flair. I was basically watching my father and emulating what he was doing for quite a long time. Unfortunately, and I don't like speaking about this a lot, but unfortunately, going to school in the late 60s, early 70s was difficult as a child of an immigrant family, because bullying, whilst it wasn't a thing in those days, was pretty rife. And it wasn't just other kids; it was teachers as well, because the community was very, very white, let's so to speak. And anybody that had a immigrant background was bullied. So I didn't really enjoy school that much, and most of what I've learned in life came from real life experiences through the learning through my father, through the business that we had, watching him, and then doing courses that I wanted to excel in. And I loved business, always have loved business, and I just did more and more and more of that. And again, making my own mistakes that have cost me, millions of dollars over the years. But they've been the best lessons that I've ever had, because no university in the world can teach you those lessons. And this is the most important part, because even if I'd had the best degrees, I wouldn't have learnt those lessons. I wouldn't have been able to understand, what you need to do to work through those areas. And I've been able to help a lot of businesses over the years with that. So, one of 5 children. I have 2 other brothers and 2 sisters, and I'm the second youngest, but always had that entrepreneurial flair and was in business with my brothers for a long time.
At ETS Rubasha Media, we help you become an industry leader. How? Well, we manage your podcast. A podcast is one of the most powerful ways for you to get your voice out there authentically, so you can teach and be an expert in your industry. And so once you have a podcast, once you're able to document like we're doing here and be able to put that into the marketplace, it positions you as a leader. Now, what we do with that is now we position our CEOs to be speakers, right? So you could just be doing what you love, working on your business and speaking on workshops, having speaking engagements, hosting workshops. So we have an availability once you become a client here at ETS Rubasha Media, whether we're managing your podcast and your personal brand, to be on the list of one of our speakers. So now you can get booked for speaking engagements. If you want to apply for that, if you want to apply for the select few clients who we can be represented out in the world, so we can market you speaking to so many people, being that industry leader, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. It's the only way you're going to be an authority. People want to see you in front of other people. In their mind, they see you as someone who is important, someone who is valuable. When you become highly valuable, you become highly remembered, and you become highly paid. So you can become here represented us, so we can be marketing you out there in the world, just like we do for our clients. You do have that opportunity. So if you want to get in touch for that opportunity to have your podcast managed and be put up for a speaker, connect with us below. Thanks.
And just basically grew my own businesses over the years exponentially, predominantly in fresh produce. Had a few other businesses in the affairs, but a lot of it was mainly in food. And fresh food, and that sort of led me through to understanding a lot of the real life hands-on. There's nothing better than dealing with farmers who are the core of the earth. Like, farmers are just the most amazing, level-headed, grounded, beautiful people. They're the soul of the earth, and a lot of people don't realize that everything comes from farming. Everything that's required for humans to live comes from farming. So, and they go through quite substantial challenges with Mother Nature. And a lot of what I've learned over the years from dealing with those sort of people, really, really sets you up to understand that life, is about a journey, and it's about where you see yourself sitting in. And you can sit in an ivory tower in a building in the city and never know any different. But when you deal with farmers who are at the soul of the earth, who go through the challenges that Mother Nature dishes out, and how they persevere and continue to push through because of what they believe in, and what they're able to deliver, and the passion that comes with that. There's a lot of lessons to be learned through that, just purely and simply for life. So my upbringing was, one might say it was pretty challenging, but if I look back at when I was going through that, it was just life. People say, oh, you had to work before and after school. It was just life. I didn't know any different. I wasn't beaten into it. It was like, that's what we did. We used to have fun. It was actually fun working. And I joke around that, like, I was driving a forklift when I was like 4 years of age, and it was fun. You don't get to do those things these days. We've gone too compliant in a lot of areas, but my dad taught me to drive the truck at a very young age, and I used to love trucks, and to me that was my big Tonka toy. It was a real truck. It wasn't a Tonka toy, and they're the sort of things that I'm able to share and take with me, So have we succeeded in what society has given us today with technology and the things that we had as tools? Sure, we have, but I think in some areas we've gone too far, and there's an imbalance at the moment. And it's good to sort of go back and reflect of where life used to be, and some of the values that were there that we've lost. Society's lost.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're gonna love that one.